Hey guys, what's up? So today we're going to be looking at the most recent past paper. This is actually January 2024. And the first thing we're going to do here, guys, we're going to do this fraction and mixed number question here. And I just want to put some hints over here, guys. When you're doing these questions, guys, remember to follow BOMDAS and also to put everything in fractions. All right, guys, that's really important. So let's just do this question right away. And guys, the B means brackets, O is for exponents, M is multiply, D is divide, add, and then subtract. So that's the order we need to do this. And guys, clearly the order set up here is 1 minus a bracket, right? We'll have a bracket right away. So let's get this result here. We have a bracket here, which is 1 over 30. And we'll have 4 over 15. So this is pretty easy now, guys. All we need to do now is multiply. We can multiply the top by 2 here and the bottom by 2. 4 times 2 is 8 and 4 times 15. Well, sorry, yeah, 4 times 2 is 8 and 15 times 2 is 30. So we're going to end up with 1 plus 1 plus 8 all over 30 as a fraction. Make sense, guys? And that's really simple. So that would actually give us, let's just put a imply here. This would give us 1 minus 9 over 30, right? 1 minus 9 over 30. And awesome. So this will be really simple now. So now all we have to do is put, okay, so remember when I said keep everything as fractions, guys? That also means for the 1, guys. So we want to convert that 1 to 30 over 30, right? Because 30 divided by 30 gives us 1, which is a fraction. It's better to have things in a fraction when you're doing these questions. So we'll have 30 over 30 minus 9 over 30, right? So it's pretty simple here, guys. It's a pretty simple question here. And this is going to end up giving us, let's put it down here, it's going to end up giving us 21 over 30. And 21 over 30 can be broken down. So the final answer we're going to get for this is 7 over 30. 3 can go into 21 7 times, and 7 over 30. Sorry, not 7 over 30, 7 over 10. 3 can go into 21 7 times, and 3 can go into 10. 3 can go into 30 10 times. So this is the answer, guys. This is a really easy question, though. You can always expect to get a question like this for your first question in the exam. Please. So make sure you can do these questions, guys. I have a couple questions like these on my channel. Just focus on them. Number one is always going to have one of these, so you're going to have to practice a couple of these before the exam. All right. All right. So let's scroll down now, guys. We'll have another question now. Let's read this carefully. Remember to read your questions slowly and carefully. It's very important in a math exam to read the questions carefully, right? And it says a two-story car park has a total of 1,020 parking spaces. At 6:30 hours one morning, 1 over 30 of the 1,020 spaces are filled. During the next hour, no cars left the car park, but another 4 out of 15 of the 1,020 spaces are filled. Determine the number of parking spaces that are not filled at 7:30 hours. All right, so guys, let's use the two fractions we have, right? The first one is 1 out of 30, right? And the second one is 4 out of 15. So guys, we actually need to use these now. It would make sense for us to use these. So we're gonna say 1 over 30, 1 over 30 multiplied by 1020, and that's how much cars had filled the parking lot at. No cars left the car park, but another 4 out of 15 of the 1020 spaces are filled. Okay, so 1 out of 30 is how much is in there at 6:30. Then another 4 out of 15 came in addition to the 1 out of 30 spaces, right? So we need to calculate 1 out of 30 spaces, and we need to calculate 4 out of 15 spaces as well, right? So let's do this one first. So 0 cancel 0, and then 3 is going to go into 102. Let's use our calculators for that. Let's clear this. We're going to get 102 divided by 3. And the answer is going to be 34 spaces. So that's what we're going to put, guys. We're going to say this is equal to 34 spaces. Okay, so that's just part of the question. The next part now, guys, it says that 4 out of 15 cars were added. So we're going to do that now. 4 out of 15 multiplied by 1020. And guys, this one I would encourage you to use a calculator. Remember, in paper 2, you are able to use your calculator, so you don't have to really overthink this one. So we're just going to say clear here. We're gonna divide 4 by 15. When we divide 4 by 15, we're gonna multiply that by 1020. We're gonna get 272. Okay. All right. So let's just put this in line. We're gonna say 272 spaces. But we want to add these, guys. We want to add these because that the two. If we add these, guys, right? If we add these here, 34 and 272. So we're gonna add 34 to 272. That 306 is the number of cars in the lot, right? Am I correct, guys? And hold on, I think I made a mistake here. It's not two. I don't think it's 272. So 4 divided by 15 multiplied by 1020. No, this is not making sense to me. Okay. No, it's correct. It's correct. It's correct. Okay, cool. So, okay, so this is correct. So sorry about that, guys. So 306 is the number of cars in the lot, right? This is a little hard to process here. So yes, so we're gonna add 272 plus 34, and we're gonna get 306 is the total cars in the lot. Cool. But it says here, guys, if you look at the question carefully, it says how many, determine the number of parking spaces that are not filled at 7:30. So 306 cars are in the lot, but we still need to say 1020 minus 306 in order to get the cars that are not in the lot. Because 306 cars are parked in the lot right now, but you need to know how much is not there. Cool. So we're gonna end up with 714 cars. 714 spaces empty in the lot. Yeah, so 714 spaces are empty in the lot. And this I would put as the answer, right? So I think we're okay here, guys. This is not too difficult of a question either. The most important thing here, guys, is to just use your logical reasoning. That's why it's very important to practice these questions, right? And the more practice these, the easier it will get. Cool. So try to do as many number one questions as you can before you do the exam. Okay. All right. So the next thing says here, Of the 1020 parking spaces, 20% are on the top level. How many parking spaces are on the top level? So this is really simple, guys. We're just gonna say 20 over 100, and we need to multiply that by 1020. Very, very simple question. You just need to find 20% of the cars in the lot. And this is really easy, guys. This zero cancel that zero, and this zero can cancel this zero by the two. So 2 by 102 is just gonna give us um, 204. All right. So this is a really, really easy question. They made that one super easy for everybody. And it's a 1 mark question, so you can see why. Very simple. All right. So let's go down to the next one now. It says some of the spaces are reserved for monthly paying customers. The ratio of reserved spaces to non-reserved spaces is 5 to 7. Calculate the number of non-reserved space parking spaces. So this is a ratio question, guys, and the ratio is 5 to 7. So if it's 5 to 7, guys, 5 plus 7 would give us the total whole, which is 12 whole, right? So, so this is pretty simple, guys. If you want the non-reserved spaces, you just have to multiply 7 over 12. Because remember, it's a ratio, guys. 7 over 12 represents one part of the ratio, the non-reserved part of the ratio. And we're going to multiply that by the same 1020, right? So that's pretty simple as well. So remember, guys, make use of your calculator here. You don't have to do this in your head. Cool. So 7 divided by 12, and then we're gonna multiply that by 1020, and that's just gonna give me 595. Cool. So that's the answer for that one. So that was pretty simple. And guys, remember to put A and S beside your answer. It really makes you look smart in the exam. It makes you look organized and look like you know what you're doing. You can also put ratio here. I would put ratio. All right. So guys, remember to make your work organized and neat for the exam. It's very simple question here. So let's go down now. It says here, Michaela leaves the car park at 18:30 hours and pays 9.25. Determine the earliest time she could have arrived at the car park. Okay, so in order to pay 9.25, you need to do 4 hours up to 8 hours. So from 18:30, right? 18:30, the highest we basically need to subtract here, and the largest amount we could subtract is 8 in order to see how, yeah, the most we could subtract is 8 in order for the person to pay 9.25 to make it the earliest time possible. And this would actually give us 10:30, right? Because this is the earliest time the person could be, um, that's the earliest time the person would have to start in order for them to pay $9.25, right? So 10:30 to 18:30 would make sure that the person pays the 9.25, guys. How did I come up with this? I looked at the table. It says more than 4 hours and up to 8 hours is $9.25. So it can only be between 4 hours minus the 18:30, right? Which would be 14:40, or up to 8 hours, which is, so I just subtracted the 8 from the 18:30 to get the 10:30, and that would be my answer. That's the earliest amount that you could use, right? So that was pretty simple. Now this says here, guys, it says here, Dan Raj bought a weekly parking ticket for $40. That week, he visited the car park 5 different times. The length of time he parked his car on each occasion is given below: 25 minutes, 7.5 hours, 11 hours, 8.75 hours, and 8 hours. Now, sure, show that Dan Raj saved $8.50 by buying the weekly ticket. Okay, so guys, we actually need the table above to do this, so I'm going to just scroll above for a second and zoom out. We need the table above in order to do this question. So guys, let's work out how much the cost would be and to see if it's, well, let's show that he saved $8.50 by buying the weekly parking ticket, right? So the first one, guys, 25 minutes is free, so there's nothing on that. Then the next one is 7.5 hours, guys. That would be 9.25. The next one is 11 hours, which should be 15 because that's between 8 and 24 hours. And next one is 8.75, so that's another $15. And the last one is 8 hours, so that would be $9.25. Cool. So now, guys, we need to add this all together. We need to add all of this together, guys. So when we add all of this together now, guys, we're gonna subtract the weekly ticket. So this is gonna end up being $48.50. And guys, it's clear here that 48.50 minus $40 is going to give us $8.50. Cool. So it's pretty obvious that you're gonna end up saving some money if you decide to you're gonna end up saving some money if you decide to purchase a parking ticket for $40, right? In this case, this person, Dan Raj, saved $8.50 by purchasing the parking ticket. All right, awesome, guys. So that's actually the end of number one. We're gonna go into number two. Gonna make another video for that. But guys, practice as many number ones as you can. The exam is coming up, so I would advise, please make sure to practice as much as you can. Also, remember to do your best, and God will do the rest. So thank you so much. Stay safe and God bless. I'll see you in the next lecture.